Hello, it is very late, and I am in my work shirt. Um, Today I'm going to review Paper Walls by Yellowcard and explain why it's probably their best album, and it was the most overlooked album I've ever heard in my life. Which overlooked meaning it was fantastic and belonged at the charts on the time because the music was right for the time and everything, and some of it was revolutionary for their sound. But before that, Lights and Sounds, I forgot one song, and I usually would let it slide, but this was a really good song. Words, Hands, Hearts, and Faces from Lights and Sounds. Love it. Just saying, I'm not gonna get into it though. Sorry, I just forgot that one, but that's a key track. It's very good. This is the album after Lights and Sounds, obviously, and it's a little bit of both. It's serious, but it has an upbeat feel to it, but it's bigger, and his voice has had surgery, so he can hit high notes on this album again. Yeah, and he's actually a better singer than ever because, well, when he started out, he had a full voice, he just didn't know how to use it. And after the surgery, he actually learned how to use sing and, proper thrush support so it wouldn't happen again. I mean, he has trouble with some shit live that he used to play, and these songs are in the fucking higher range, and you honestly think you could do better than him, you're crazy. But I have the album art this time. It's just basically a CD. It's a picture. Well, no shit, it's a fucking CD, but it's just a picture of a bunch of houses with paper walls, and it's kind of cool because it's like just a street with some gleaming houses, and on the back you got houses burned down, and you've got, let me see here. Pretty sure this is the lyric sheets falling around the singer. That's kind of cool. And then inside you got the let's see here. You've got the pictures of the band. Well, the band at the time. Two of these members are not in the band anymore, and that would be the guy with the crazy hair looking out the window and the African American male who was very, very good at the drums, and hopefully they find a drummer as good as him, which that would be LP and Pete Mosley, who are not in the band anymore. And this was my favorite lineup of Yellowcard because the one thing, overall, the guitar on this album, pretty freaking great. Had a lot of good riffs, two separate parts you could actually hear, and some mind-blowing solos on the song "The Takedown," and a lot of good lead parts. I think they were aiming for a bit of Ben Harper's like sound, but Ryan Mendez kind of had his own thing going, but keeping the Yellowcard tone. I mean, honestly, the guitar work is better than Ocean Avenue. I'm not saying he's better than Ben because I don't know, honestly. I've heard really good stuff from Ryan Mendez and I've heard good stuff from Ben, but Ben made that all the way back in 2003, and what I heard off of Lights and Sounds was not too impressive. It was good guitar, but not a lot of lead stuff. And this is a band, two guitars, you need, lead. And I mean, Ben Harper, I just don't know how good he is today. He's probably really good because, he, he's like strictly a guitar player in Yellowcard. He didn't do backup vocals or anything like that. He wrote a lot of the guitar, and he was very good. But Ryan Mendez has shown better guitar, and I'm sure if Ben was still in the band, his guitars his guitar would have improved as time. If he was still in the band, his would have been great like that too. They were great on the first album. I'm just saying this guitar is a whole nother level. So we're gonna start with the first song, "The Takedown." Probably hoping it's not a repeat of Lights and Sounds. Well, it's not. Starts off with a really badass riff, kind of like a back and forth, and then the song's really fast. Both guitars going, song's kicking. Starts off with some like a controlled verse, and it's him and the violin player, they're back and forthing, which is really good, and then you go into this solid ass chorus. It's huge, and when you think it's done, it comes in more and it blows you away, and there's like a great, just a lot of energy in this song. Should have been the first single. Honestly, it was really good. If it was promoted well, it was 2007. It would have been a very good time for that kind of thing. So the takedown, very good. Fighting could have also served as a single. It starts off with a guitar riff, and then you can hear some diverse parts, and it's kind of upbeat. It's upbeat, and it's got like a back in, and it's kind of like ba ba ba. It's like going back and forth, and you know what I'm talking about. You'll feel like kind of like you'll kind of feel that beat where you just want to move side to side when you hear it, and then you got another big chorus with good backup vocals, and this is just another catchy song that gets stuck in your head. The first one, it can get stuck in your head, but it's harder because you can't understand the words unless you really look them up. But the second song, it will easily get stuck in your head. It's usually one people first remember, so this is definitely a good one. Shrink the World, starts off, this is another one of my favorites. It starts off with some soft guitar and him singing, and the song goes pretty good with the verse. The verse starts off like it's interesting, but there's nothing special about it. But then the chorus comes in and it's big, it's catchy, and you get the song. You could sing for your girlfriend, on your anniversary, or if she's fucking mad at you because you're a piece of shit like me. No, I'm just kidding, but it's another one of those choruses that continues when you think it's done, and the chorus just hooks and hooks, and it's such a great song. Would have If this album was promoted correctly, that probably would have been a single. Fighting probably would have been, but I'm not okay with Fighting as a single. A lot of people probably wouldn't be because you could tell it was probably aiming for radio. But that, by the way, Shrink the World's definitely another key track. Keeper, slower and bigger, but it's more of a ballad. It's got a soft first verse, and he's singing very soft and low, but then his voice gets very high on the chorus, belts out some great notes. You can hear a great little guitar riff at the beginning, and there's a great bridge, and it's one of the songs there's not a lot of songs you can listen to the whole way through. On this album there is, but there's not a lot of songs like that these days where you actually want to listen to the damn thing the whole way through. But the verse even picks up more on the second time around, and the whole song just levels out to be a very good ballad, and it works, and it's definitely a badass album so far because I basically just, told you like most of these songs were key track material. And the next one is too. And it actually is the only one that made it as a single. Did it deserve it? Yes. Should have it been the only single? No. Starts off with a cool guitar riff and Ryan Key singing it off. It's kind of a punchy song at the beginning. And the guitars start going both, and then the chorus comes into a just this, it starts off as just like a regular chorus, like let me light up the sky. Yeah, obviously that's going to be in the song you're thinking, but the way the words start fading with the music in the chorus, and the backing vocals are lower, you just start to really feel the song. Headphones are definitely suggested for this one. And then the second verse is good. It's the same as the first. Not the same words, but after the chorus, it extends, and then there's this really cool bridge. You hear some back and forth singing, which I wish I could see more of that live, and it ends with the same punchy riff. So this song is another just really good one. It deserved it, and it was a good video and everything. It just wasn't the only one that deserved it. Shadows and Regrets. This song actually made me feel pretty sad when I listened to it. It brings me back to a time of when I was younger and stuff like that. And it starts out with some acoustic guitar and him singing. Kind of reminds me of Rascal Flatts. I don't listen to country. It's just that's what my parents listen to. And I'm not nothing wrong with country. I just don't listen to it. It starts off like that, and you think it's gonna be an acoustic song, but it would have. You already thought, hey, this would have been a good acoustic song, because he's singing really cool notes on the chorus, and sorry. Then the electric guitars kick in, and pow, it's the same chorus again, but they have the backing vocals, the instruments, and the fading in the vocals, and it just sounds really great. And then on the bridge, he has this cool effect on his voice, and he kind of back and forths with the violin player again. The song ends good, gets good. He belts notes like no other, and just badass song again. So we're through. That was Shadows and Regrets. Sorry, we're through 6 songs, and just already a kick-ass album, and just hard to find a bad track on this album. 5 becomes 4. Uh, Starts off like with some soft guitar. He's singing fast, and then it actually plays like it's fast. It's something you would hear on Ocean Avenue because it's a fast, punchy chorus meant to be catchy. It was probably intended as a single. Works out really well where it is on the album. It's catchy. It'll get stuck in your head. It's kind of after a slow song, it gets faster again, and it's another really good one. 5 becomes 4. And then there's a really good bridge with it. That's another thing I love, is the bridging on this album was very, very constructed, and stuff like that. And then Afraid starts with the soft guitar again, like you think it's gonna be boring, and then there's a really good chorus, and it's like pop pop. It's like it's getting me in there. It's getting me in there. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, and then the chorus comes, and you're just like, okay, the song's got me. It's good, and you're listening to it with the album flow, and it just works really, really well. And Afraid is another good song, and will get stuck in your head. Dateline, I Am Gone. Really hard to describe this one. I just like really gave this a listen to for the first time today. Starts off slow and then gets really interesting. And then the chorus is very endearing, and you just like you can lose yourself if you really listen to this song. And the lyrics are really meaningful in this one. This one's more of a feeling song. Like you gotta hear it all the way through to really like it. So there's no filler on this album. It's just back and forth, and you just gotta stay with it. Dear Bobby, a really cool acoustic song he did with for his grandparents. That's why there's an old dude talking in the beginning. If you really have a problem with that, it's just really dumb, because you just gotta get past stuff like that, because this song's really good. There's a piano, acoustic guitar, kind of sounds like a country song almost, and it's got really good vocals by Ryan Key and some good backup vocals by their violin player. So all around, it's just a really good ballad, and kind of like slows the album down a bit before it picks back up again. And that one's another really good Key track. What can I say? You and Me in One Spotlight. It's another song. I thought it was going to be filler, kind of soft, but then there's a big chorus. Not one of the more memorable tracks, but definitely keeps you in there. You're listening to it, and it just keeps you there, and you're just thinking, oh, this is still a really good song. Still keeps you interested in the album. So good filler. Not even intended as filler, though. Probably not. Cut Me Mick. I actually really liked this one. Good riffing. I don't remember if there was a solo. There was a lot of good riffing, and let me see. To remember the song exactly, I remember the riffing. I just gotta look at it and see the chorus. It almost sounds like You and Me in One Spotlight, but better, because it has like punchier guitars and bigger crunch, and it goes faster on the chorus. And then what's cool is it leads into Paper Walls. You hear a choir of children singing, and I kind of thought it ended there, but it didn't, and it went into Paper Walls, and which is a really good ending song. It screams ending song because it's the title track. I can't really remember much about this one. It's probably the least memorable, but really good, because it was really well done with the guitars and the kids, and he singing the kid parts at the end, and it's just all in all ends this album with really well. And what I will name this album, 5 out of 5. Yes, I'm sorry. Ocean Avenue is nothing compared to this album. Neither is Lights and Sounds. It almost compares because of how like meaningful it is. And this band went on a very large break after this, and I could see why. You could tell, if you listen to these songs, you can tell there was a lot of work put into it. There was a lot of intricate guitar parts. There was a lot of even good bass parts and good backup vocals, great drum skills, like fills everywhere, uh, and just so much. They've worked on very fine little details in every single song just to make it really good. And this album would have done very well, and it only sold about 40,000. And this band just took a break, had to go back to jobs, and this album was just in the water. And I hope the band, if the band ever sees this video, keep these songs on your set list because this is a album. All your albums are very good, but you should be proud of this. This should have been praised as your best album. And my favorite songs would have to be The Takedown, uh, Right Away, Fighting, Shrink the World, Keeper, Light Up the Sky, Shadows and Regrets, Five Becomes Four, Afraid, Dear Bobby, and Dateline. And it's all in all, this was great. Solos, guitars, bass, everything was very good. Even the rhythm guitar was just fucking pumping it. Even when like there was two parts, like not just chords and solos, but there was for some because that's music. But there was even picking and shit and soloing. It wasn't. This is not a generic pop punk band. And the violin was put back up in the album, and the dude did great backup vocals, and so did Pete Mosley. And after this album, it sucks to see him leave because he helped write a lot of the songs and did good backup vocals for the band. I'm sure Aaron Lewis was really good too. There just wasn't a lot of time with him for me to even be able to see him, and judge him. I've heard his backup vocals; they were pretty good on this Way Away video. But yeah, has more to offer in tone wise than Ocean Avenue, vocal wise than Ocean Avenue. Just the songs are way better, and it has a better to offer than Lights and Sounds because more like it's more upbeat, and he can actually sing higher because he wasn't sick. So this is basically if this came out as their second album, it would have been fucking huge because people lost a lot of faith with Lights and Sounds, and Lights and Sounds was really good too. But yeah, 5 out of 5, no bad filler tracks. There wasn't even really filler on this album. You can tell they tried very hard. Yellowcard, if you're gonna do 10 years of stuff, I really would. I think it'd be great if you redid Lights and Sounds. I know you guys don't really like that album much, maybe, but you probably like it. It's just it got bad ratings, and you have memories of the bad ratings. But it was a really good album, and there was a lot of good songs. This, I am begging you to make an acoustic of this. I would just personally pay you guys so much money to do an acoustic. Paper Walls. Yeah, we get it. Ocean Avenue was your hit album, but I mean, you guys should even kind of get sick of people praising that as your best album when something like this was made. And your new albums are fucking great too, and those are both better than Ocean Avenue. But thank you, and I hope you guys take my appreciation for your music. I base a lot of my band stuff off you guys now. I don't copy you, but Ryan gives me more. Hearing him sing and belt those notes, even watching him live, like just try so hard when he was sick. The whole fact that you'll never even hear him sing bad. Well, his band probably has when he's fucking around with practice, but I like people like fans will never hear him sing bad. We will hear him sing okay. We will hear him sing decent to what he usually sings. At his best, he's amazing, but we will never hear him sing bad. And I thank this band for their inspiration on mine. Thank you.